Wonderful. Well, Sign in America has one more successful recent offset, and that is a Wells Fargo auto account was successfully satisfied. And so we're now kind of seeing a little bit of a trickle coming through Sign in America. And
well, the thing is, yes, this is the way it's supposed to work, and people are figuring that out. And as they figure it out, there's going to be more and more joy spread, because guess what? All of a sudden, as more of the car dealerships figure this out, and more of the banks figure it out, the state banks and the credit unions figure this out, they're going to realize that instead of going through all of the expense and all of the worry of having to, collect monthly payments, which is a pain in the butt, even if they charge for it, even if they add extra money to the entire process in order to make it worth their while, it's just a pain in the butt to have to chase people around for monthlies on cars. Okay.
Right.
So if they can establish the fact that this automobile has been sold to Joe F. Blow over there, and Joe is a qualified American, and he's owed the ability to charge this expense for one car. I think it's every 3 years, something like that. He can buy a car every so many years, and it can be paid off from what the state trust and all the corporations owe Joe.
Fantastic. So you expect that this trickle will soon become a stream?
Oh, it's going to be a torrent.
Oh, fantastic.
I mean, as all of these hard-pressed banks and hard-pressed car dealerships and hotels, and God only knows all of the businesses that are suffering and going, as they figure out that they can get this paid, they can get these things like utility bills paid, they can get, purchases like cars paid. They're going to be on board 100,000%, because It means more sales for them, and it's less work for them. It's less collection activity. It's less heartbreak. It's less, Joe and Sandy sitting there crying because they can't make their car payment and they have to repossess it. I mean, they don't need all that.
Nobody needs all that.
We're going to have a lot of businesses perking up and going, oh, wow. Well, I've got all these people are rich. These people can afford things. Wow. And, you can't just abuse this. I mean, you can't go out and buy a fleet of Hummers, but everybody has a right to have some decent transportation, right? Everybody has a right to have their home. Everybody has a right to have their utilities paid. We own these things. We own these corporations. We own these banks. Hello. So, yeah, within sanity and reason, we can get what we need without having to beg, plead, or do anything else. And we don't have to give up our privacy. We don't have to give up our private property. And as this is, as this comes forward and people begin to understand their position and who they are and how things are supposed to work versus how things have been manipulated not to work,
right,
then they'll realize, number one, that the bankers have really, really, really been nasty, rotten, no good neck crooks. Okay.
Yeah.
They'll realize that the politicians are lower than snakes' bellies. There's going to be repercussions from this too. I mean, there's going to be a lot of rethinking and resorting. But what's going to happen is that the politicians are going to have to come clean. They're going to have to get in line. They're going to have to do their public duty. So anyway, you're going to see the Sign in America thing really start to take off and work. And the people will begin to get relief from these false tax debts and false mortgages and false utility bills and all the rest of it as they come back and declare themselves as Americans.
Right.
See, these yahoos thought they were going to get away with saying that we abandon all our assets and that they therefore had a right to claim them and do what they liked with them. And that's where you got all of this foo-foo-rah about, oh, well, we're going to have this meritocracy.
Yeah.
The people that we choose who will tell everybody else what to do, when to do, how high to jump, and when to get vaccinated like cattle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's what they had planned.
Mm-hmm.
But what we've done is blow that. And instead, the original heirs showed up to claim the stuff at the last moment. Oh my. We're the ones that are going to decide what we do with our stuff, including the profits from the investment of all our assets. And oh, by the way, the ownership of all these damn corporations that have been making us pay their taxes for them.
Right. Fantastic. That's great. Great news. And just for everyone's benefit, we are establishing Sign in America coordinators in every state. We're in that process.
Oh, how wonderful.
It's exciting. It really is. So.
Well, yeah. Well, and we were always supposed to get free utilities. We were always supposed to get free mortgages. We were always supposed, or no mortgages. It was supposed to just be paid off and that was it.
Yeah.
We were always supposed to be free of property taxes. We were always supposed to be free of IRS or internal revenue and federal income taxes unless we had actual federal income.
Right.
Okay. So we're owed a hellacious amount of money and we are not debtors. We are creditors. And in terms of the world at large, we are the primary creditors.
Right. Now, Sign in America right now is not paying the utility bills because they're monthly bills and we're not paying the monthlies yet, but that will come.
Well, what we need to do is, as state assemblies, we need to operate our courts, we need to operate our assembly and make it clear who we are, what we're owed, and those utility bills need to get charged off. We're the owners of those utilities.
Links to Anna's articles and resources can be found in the video description box. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing.